I'm Jennifer Wood, and this is my high school unit on ecosystems. There are several standards included in this unit: the Next Generation Science Standards, NGSS, and the International Society for Technology and Education, ISTE or ISTE, and all levels of depth of knowledge. This unit incorporates Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences to optimize the learning experience for my students. The multiple intelligences addressed are interpersonal, intrapersonal, kinesthetic, logical, musical, naturalist, verbal, and visual. This ecosystems unit serves to introduce students to organic matter and chemical energy. Students must be able to differentiate between organic matter from inorganic matter and understand how differences in the chemical makeup of materials influences how materials and energy are transformed and moved between systems. In my 15-day ecosystems unit plan, I will highlight a few key lessons that meet the goals set forth for this unit. On the first day of the lesson, students will take a pretest created by the teacher on Google Forms to assess their understanding of carbon and energy in ecosystems. The pretest questions will address each of the learning goals of the unit. Responses will reveal their learning progression levels. After individually completing the Expressing Ideas form on Google Docs, students will compare their ideas with a partner. Then, on the virtual bulletin board Lino, students will post 2 online sticky notes, one for their idea and one for their question. Students will see the entire class's responses before a class discussion. These activities address the intrapersonal, naturalist, logical, interpersonal, visual, and verbal intelligences. Using a GoPro camera strapped to a student's head, on a grassy field, students will participate in a field activity modeling a population of rabbits representing the scientific concept of how density-dependent factors affect a population size. Using the simulation activity, data, and analysis worksheet, student pairs will draw conclusions about how density-dependent limiting factors affect the population size of rabbits and record their answers on a collaborative Google Doc. The teacher will review project requirements and the rubric with students. Students will start editing the GoPro video footage with the Filmora Go app. Students will narrate their conclusion using the simulation, graph, and analysis results as evidence to explain how exponential and logistic growth rates affect population size. The screen recording will be between 5 to 7 minutes long, posted on YouTube, and the YouTube link will be emailed to the teacher. The project will be graded with the multimedia project Population Ecology Screen Recording rubric. The multiple intelligences addressed are visual, interpersonal, verbal, logical, naturalist, and kinesthetic. Here, student pairs will design and conduct an experiment constructing an energy pyramid to show the flow of energy. Students will post ideas and resources on Google Docs. After students have compared explanations to their partners of 4 major questions, students will critique and improve their explanations, discussing how student ideas have changed over time. Students will record their new thoughts on the biomass pyramid using the iMovie app to create a music video, setting their choice of music to images expressing their new thoughts. Student pairs will share their videos to their group tables. This will address the visual, interpersonal, intrapersonal, verbal, kinesthetic, musical, logical, and naturalist multiple intelligences. Next, using a seasonal changes and disturbances simulation, students investigate how disturbances such as fire affect carbon pools and fluxes. Using Songify, an app on the iPhone or iPad that turns speech into a song, students will talk about the findings of their investigation. This will address the kinesthetic, logical, naturalist, musical, intrapersonal, verbal, and visual multiple intelligences. After a class discussion on the elements of an ecosystem, students will collaborate in groups of 4 to create posters of ecosystems on Google Drawings, each group creating a different ecosystem consisting of diagrams and labels. The groups will create a QR code for their artwork and do a gallery walk. While at each poster station, students will discuss a set of questions and record their answers using a voice-to-type feature on their iPhones. When all ecosystem posters have been visited, students will access their speech-to-text notes to use with a class-reviewed discussion. In this project, I have learned how to incorporate the tools of technology in my lesson plans, addressing Howard Gardner's 8 multiple intelligences. In doing so, I will be prepared to enhance my students' learning experiences. Instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, as I get to know my students, I can plan my instructional delivery, student projects, and overall learning by purposefully developing activities with their multiple intelligence strengths in mind.